What if the thing you are chasing is not running away? What if every restless night, every empty success was not failure, but a signal? They say, what you seek is seeking you. But no one tells you the frightening part. It already knows where you hide, what you avoid, why you stay busy. And the moment you stop running, the search ends. By the end of this video, one sentence could change how you see your life forever. If this speaks to you, like the video, subscribe for deeper wisdom, and share it with someone still searching. What you seek is seeking you. This line sounds simple, almost too simple, yet it carries a quiet challenge that most people avoid. We spend our lives searching for peace, for love, for purpose, for answers that promise relief from confusion. We search outside first, in people, in success, in money, in approval, in endless movement. The quote interrupts this habit. It does not comfort immediately. It confronts. If what you seek is already seeking you, then your struggle is not about distance. It is about awareness. This sentence suggests that desire is not random. Your longing is not a mistake. The hunger inside you is evidence of connection, not absence. Think about that. You only search for water because water exists. You only search for meaning because meaning is real. You only search for truth because truth is already alive. This changes the role of the seeker. You are not chasing something that is running away. You are circling something that is moving toward you at the same time. The problem is not that it hides. The problem is that you're loud inside. Constant thinking, constant judging, constant wanting things to happen faster. The quote asks you to pause, to notice, to listen. What if your seeking is a signal, a call, and a response happening at once? This idea feels hopeful at first. Then it becomes uncomfortable. Because if what you seek is seeking you, then delay is not fate. It is resistance. It means something in you is not ready to receive. Something is blocking the meeting point. This is where the quote becomes unsettling. You realize the obstacle may not be the world. It may be you, not your circumstances, not your past, not other people, but your refusal to be still long enough to be found. The search suddenly turns inward, and that is where most people stop. Because the moment you turn inward, you sense something watching back, not judging, not chasing, waiting. And the longer you avoid that stillness, the louder the seeking becomes. Not outside, inside your chest, like something that has been calling your name. Long before you ever learn how to listen, most people believe what they want is far away. They imagine it hidden behind time, effort, or luck. This belief feels logical. It also feels safe. Distance gives excuses. Distance protects disappointment. But the quote removes distance entirely. What you seek is seeking you. This means the separation is an illusion, a convincing one, but still an illusion. If there is no distance, then why does it feel unreachable? Because the mind creates space where none exists. It labels, it measures, it delays. The mind says, not yet, not enough, not ready. These thoughts feel responsible. They feel mature, but they are often fear wearing a polite mask. Fear of change, fear of loss, fear of discovering that what you seek will demand something in return. Because if what you seek is already moving toward you, then meeting it will require honesty. And honesty is expensive. It costs old identities. It costs comfortable lies. It costs habits that once felt like safety. This is why people stay busy. Busyness creates distance. Noise creates delay. You convince yourself that you are searching hard, but deep down, you are running in circles. The quote quietly exposes this pattern. It suggests that the meeting point is not in the future. It is not hidden in effort. It is not locked behind struggle. It is happening now, in this moment. That realization is disturbing, because if it is happening now, then missing it becomes a choice, not a failure. A choice. You begin to feel the pressure of that truth. Not dramatic, not loud, heavy. It presses against the chest. The moment of being found is silent. There is no announcement, no dramatic sign, just a subtle shift. You feel exposed, not to others, to yourself. Your distractions stop working. Your old motivations feel empty. Your usual escapes lose their taste. Something inside you recognizes something else. That recognition is not gentle. It is precise. It cuts through confusion. It strips away noise. And suddenly you understand why you kept moving. Stillness reveals. Movement conceals. The quote implies that what seeks you knows exactly where you are. It does not need your help. It does not need your struggle. It only needs your honesty. That is terrifying, because honesty removes the masks you learned to survive with. It asks who you are without your roles, without your plans, without your stories. At this stage, many people turn away. They return to searching outside. They call it growth. They call it ambition. But deep inside, they know they avoided being seen. The unsettling truth remains. What you seek is patient. It does not chase. It waits. And the longer you avoid it, the louder the emptiness becomes. Not as pain, as pressure. A quiet pressure that builds every time you ignore the pull. Until one day, seeking no longer feels exciting. It feels exhausting. And in that exhaustion, something shifts. You realize the search was never about finding. It was about preparing yourself to stop running. When the moment of being found finally arrives, recognition is not discovery. It is remembrance. When what you seek finally reaches you, it does not feel new. It feels familiar in a way that unsettles the mind. This is a hidden cost. You realize you have known this truth before, not as words, as a feeling you once ignored. The quote implies this silently. If it is seeking you, then it has always been aware of you, and awareness demands response. Recognition removes the option of pretending. You can no longer claim confusion. You can no longer blame timing. Something has been revealed, and revelation changes responsibility. This is where people hesitate, because recognition asks for alignment. Your thoughts must match your actions. Your values must show in your choices. Your words must carry weight. This is uncomfortable. It means letting go of half-hearted living, of chasing things that never mattered, of relationships built on distraction. The quote does not force this change. It exposes it. You feel the gap between who you are and who you've been acting as. That gap feels sharp, not dramatic, not emotional. Clear. Clarity can be more frightening than pain. Pain allows stories. Clarity allows none. You begin to see how often you ignored signals, how often you chose comfort over truth, how often you delayed growth and called it patience. This realization does not shout. It watches, and that is what makes it unsettling. Because now, every choice feels observed, not by something outside, by the part of you that finally woke up. The quote's power is not poetic beauty. It is accountability. If what you seek is seeking you, then your life is already in conversation with it. Every habit is an answer. Every excuse is a response. Every moment of avoidance is a message. This understanding presses inward. You feel the weight of your own awareness. You feel the responsibility of knowing. And here, many people try to retreat. They look for another teaching, another quote, another path. But something has changed. You cannot unknow what you have recognized. The search no longer feels external. It feels personal. And slowly, almost against your will, you understand the final implication. Being found is not the end of the journey. It is the moment when the journey turns into a demand to live differently than you ever have before. There comes a point when understanding becomes irreversible, not loud, not dramatic, final. This is the moment the quote stops being a thought and starts becoming a presence. What you seek is seeking you. Now it feels closer, too close. You notice it in small moments, in the pause before you speak, in the hesitation before a familiar mistake, in the silence after distraction no longer works. The seeking is no longer abstract. It feels personal, intentional. You realize something unsettling. It has been responding to every version of you, even the dishonest ones, especially the dishonest ones. This is where discomfort deepens, because now you see the pattern. Every time you move toward truth, life opened slightly. Every time you avoided it, something tightened, not as punishment, as alignment. The quote begins to feel less like hope and more like exposure. You understand that seeking is mutual, and mutual seeking leads to collision. That collision does not destroy you. It rearranges you. Old desires lose their urgency. Old fears lose their excuses. Old identities feel thin. You try to hold on to them anyway, because letting go feels like stepping into nothing. The mind protests. It demands certainty. It asks for guarantees. But the quote offers none. It only confirms this. You are already involved. You always were. The unsettling realization grows. What you seek does not want to impress you. It wants to change you. And change is never neutral. It costs comfort. It costs familiar suffering. It costs the version of you that learned how to survive by staying small. You feel resistance rise. Subtle, persistent. You delay decisions. You distract yourself with progress that feels safe. You convince yourself there is more time. But something inside you knows. Time is no longer the issue. Awareness has already closed the distance. The seeking intensifies, not externally, internally. It shows up as restlessness, as dissatisfaction that success cannot fix, as a quiet refusal to accept shallow answers. This is a pressure point. You stand between two options: return to unconscious searching, or step into conscious meeting. Neither choice is painless, but only one allows honesty. The quote now feels heavy, not because it threatens you, but because it removes escape. You sense the approach of something inevitable, not an event, a decision. And in this tightening space, where excuses collapse and distractions fail, a disturbing clarity forms. You were never chasing what you seek. You were delaying the moment when it would finally ask you to choose who you are willing to become. Once hiding is no longer possible. This is the moment most people never describe, because words feel small here. The quote no longer echoes in your mind. It settles. What you seek is seeking you. You finally understand what that means. The seeking was never a chase. It was an approach. Slow, patient, unavoidable. What you sought was not outside your life. It was shaping it. Every loss, every delay, every unanswered question. Not to punish you, to strip you, because only a stripped heart can recognize truth without trying to control it. This is the unsettling climax. You realize the search was never meant to succeed. It was meant to exhaust you, to wear down your need for certainty, to collapse your illusions of control, to bring you to a point where surrender feels easier than resistance. And in that surrender, something shifts, not dramatically, quietly. There is no vision, no voice, no promise of ease, just alignment. Your thoughts slow, your desires simplify, your fears lose authority. You are not rewarded. You are rearranged. This is the meeting point, not between you and something distant, but between who you pretended to be and who you can no longer avoid being. The shock is not revelation. It is responsibility. You understand now. If what you seek is seeking you, then your life is not random. Your struggles are not mistakes. Your longing was never empty. It was a direction. And now that the distance has collapsed, there is no going back to searching without knowing. The seeking has ended. What remains is choice. To live aligned with what found you, or to turn away and live divided. This is why the quote stays with you. Not because it inspires, but because it watches. Every decision now carries weight. Every action echoes inward. The most unsettling truth finally lands. You were never meant to find what you seek. You were meant to become someone who could no longer live without answering it.